this first circle does go towards the east. I mean, that river towards Castle is going to be pivotal in terms of rotations.
Yeah, definitely here. And speaking of which, here we see a lot of teams already taking an early jump as well. We see Kurt Squad heading towards the port vicinity. Entity going to be heading towards Cosmodrome. Lumate the Murder going to be heading towards Coal Mine, potentially Goroka. RRQ, I think, is going to go to Goroka without doubt. Orange Esports going to be trying stretching it towards Dobro Mesto, but I'm a little bit curious here to see how the circle is going to go, because it all comes down to the first phase circle and then planning accordingly, but seems to be pretty balanced one.
Yeah, very balanced indeed. I mean, obviously, there's only, what, 2-3 teams currently outside of the circle. Team Queso. We've also got Entity as well towards the northeast, and down south we have Unicorn Gaming, who are by Milnas. They're going to be looting up here and eventually rotating inside the center of that circle.
Well, fun fact for you guys here, you can see Mystic was actually wearing the Vivo Hero suit right there, and that looks really good. Yeah, I want to get myself a costume inside the game, like how Seven is wearing it on the table.
Yeah, he's got the swag. It's quite warm to wear, so it's great at home. Obviously, on the broadcast with the light shining down on you, you can see that he was sweating, but so are some of the teams in this event so far, and one of them is going to be Seoul, who so far haven't had the best start.
Yeah, exactly. And when you talk about Seoul as well, I think that was a really surprising factor as well, because 2 games in a row, he was one of the first few to actually get taken out rather early by most of these teams, which is kind of a little bit of worrisome for me. EG Bear as well is a team definitely on the panelists. We did talk a little bit more coming from them. We saw a couple of very stable plays coming from Game 1 and Game 2. Just unfortunately, we have not seen too much flashy plays come on. And Unicorn Gaming here, we can see Coco, definitely a star player being mentioned by all these Southeast Asian teams off behind the camera as well. They did mention that, hey, Unicorn Gaming is a team they got to be watching out before.
Yes, also unique. I think, well, when speaking to the players as well backstage, 3 out of the 4 teams that I actually spoke to all universally agreed that Old Boy, who's in the center of your screen right now, is considered the highest fragger, potentially the highest skilled player here at this whole entire event.
Yeah, not to mention as well, Old Boy was a veteran coming from the previous global finals here, so he's definitely got those skills. However, on the screen here, we have the Prophet from Southeast Asia, the king of nades, Mr. Matoy himself here. This is going to be 622 average damage out of the 2 games. That's like, what, 6 kills potentially there?
Yeah, that's exceptional. Obviously, the first game they finished 16th, the second as well they finished first, so they need more consistency here for the rest of the day. I'm not going to be too worried. It seemed quite unlucky in that first matchup where they landed. They were contested by 2 other teams. They got third-partied. So coming into Game 3, should be a much better affair for them. However, into this first circle, where is it, do you think we're going to be seeing the blockades, the points of congestions, maybe looting congestion, vehicle congestion? Where do you reckon are the hotspots?
Honestly speaking here, we saw 2 games in a row. We saw a lot of teams doing those kind of setups, especially roadblocks on top of the mountain terrains here. So I'm not surprised to see those kind of mountain terrains once again here. Mount Crestic might be one of the point of factor. However, because the circle is like, what, 10% in towards Mount Crestic here, I think they may reposition themselves where BTR is always famous for as well. Mega Conqueror, this is my first time seeing Mega Conqueror on the chase here, just because they're always outside the circle. I think 3 games in a row now, even now, they have to force themselves in towards the zone, which is a little bit tough for them.
Yeah, as well, we mentioned what players unanimously said they thought was the best player in terms of skill. What was surprising for me as well is coming from the prelims, it was actually Pons from Mega, who a lot of the teams actually think is the best in-game leader. And I think we saw a lot of that in the prelims, though, didn't we, Terrence? The fact that so many times were they in the center of the circle, their rotations were near perfect, they avoided the teams where they needed to, they were always one step ahead. Whenever the circle came, they had another compound ready to rotate to, and they always had the vantage point each and every time.
Yeah, when you speak about that as well, we talk about the understanding all this Mega Conqueror's playstyle, right? A lot of teams are already preemptively setting up just because they want to tank or play the corner sets of the circle, and because of that, they're able to catch out a lot of more rotations, and at the same time, it kind of forces everyone kind of like clustered all together, where towards the final phase of the circle, they are forced to take each other out. So they're setting up themselves in a situation where they are forced to get third party for multiple teams, whereas compared to the preliminaries, everyone's just focused on the middle of the circle. So it's slightly different from the preliminary stages here in terms of the meta from all these teams.
Yeah, speaking of teams, this is the fan favorite one here, local from Malaysia. It's Udu Gang. Quick question for you coming into this event. being the only team from Malaysia, I know there's a few Malaysian players on other teams, but this is the,
the main
Malaysian team at this event. Is that added pressure going to be impacting their performance, impeding it, or are they going to lean into that pressure and maybe play even better here at the global final stage?
Well, that's the thing. It's a mix and match. It can be either ways here. This is where we have the opportunity to witness glorious moments coming from them. Do they make it, or do they drop the ball and just let it slide and being fall in last place? But at the same time, Gang has been very consistent in the scrims as well. Yesterday's games, almost every single game, consistent top 5 finishes coming from Gang. But today, however, open things off. Every single team has studied their strategies, understand their drop spots, so they have to adapt a little bit quicker here. And in terms of PUBG Mobile, especially in the global stage, it's all about adapting to the meta and understanding rotations coming from all these teams.
Speaking of meta, one of the issues that the teams coming from India is the latency when they try and scrim other metas, teams from other regions. It feels like all they can do is really play versus each other, and then when they do go to that global stage, they start to struggle. I mean, we've seen it so far from Seoul, where they finished, 15th, and then 14th, I believe it was. Currently in the overall standings, they are 15th overall after 2 games being played. Obviously, not the same story, though, for Entity, who are currently 3rd and looking very, very strong. But yeah, the question to you, Terence, is the idea that they struggle to try and play versus other regions.
Well, when you speak about that as well, because, for a couple of times now, Mortal being one of the first team to get knocked out, but this time, Mortal is the one securing the first blood out of the entire game here. So this is going to be a great start here coming from Team Seoul, securing themselves some points and a little bit of a morale boost swinging their way from the guys from Team Seoul.
Very, very true. Obviously, they need a much better performance here because we have to note this is 16 games instead of 18, so they don't have that additional 2 games to play later today. So if you do have a poor start, there's less of a buffer to try and climb back in and get up that leaderboard.
Definitely here. And I agree with that point as well. Not to mention there are a couple of teams still experimenting their strategy, trying to discover what's the best way to work with here. And just today's game here in day number 1, all these teams have the opportunity to throw a little bit of games, because the moment of truth is going to be uncovered starting from tomorrow's games onward. Like you said as well, we have 16 games. Tomorrow's going to be a marathon. We're going to see a lot of 6 games coming in all the way through. And first roadblock here is going to be Unique here.
Here we have a Yasha from Unique, rallying off a few shots there from the G360, actually empties the clip, doesn't land any kills or knocks as of yet. Team Queso able just to go further, deeper into the center of that circle.
Yeah, a couple of economical damage being swinged towards Team Queso as well. First roadblock from side Unique, just cutting off the eastern shore. You talk about the shorelines on the castle, right? Crossing the frozen lake here. They set up that next towards the bridge of Port Vosto, which is great for them, but unfortunately just doesn't give enough damage. But guess what? The PUBG Mobile supply crate gods has fallen before an AWM for Mortal. He is a beast on that sniper as well. We saw a couple of insane shots in the map of Miramar. Will he regain that title here with the AWM?
Well, the thing is, on this map, the AWM is so strong. The reason being is when it's compound heavy, if you can get shots off into the windows of the compounds, or maybe the windows of a vehicle as well, they can be effective as well, as Fire from Orange Esports is dispatched off by RRQ D2E.
Yep, RRQ will also find themselves a couple roadblocks, but because of this movement and gunshots that you can see, Top Esports heard it. They want to try and contest up. D2E, he's actually respecting this and backing off. He knows he's out of position, but seems to me Top Esports, they want to try and contest the guys from RRQ.
Yeah, they need to scout out the information there, and soon they're going to realize that actually RRQ are still in this compound. And it was actually Orange Esports losing 2 players, or excuse me, Fire, only one of the players earlier. It was actually Mortal who got that kill a few moments prior. But yeah, instead, the team that has 4 is going to be the one inside the compound. And with that information gathered, they're now just going to be falling back and playing it safer. Why? I think one of the reasons here, Terence, is the fact that Top Esports in the first game came 2nd, in the second game came 14th. And I think now they need more of that consistency. And maybe so do EGC, as it's going to be man paying to take down there from EGC, so the hometown favourites are going to have themselves a bit of a fun here. Kraken as well from Kurd Squad going to be extinguished by the likes of Stalker.
Oh, they have to be quick here because Orange Esports, they're going to get surrounded from the guys from Kurd Squad. I'm pretty sure Stalker heard the movements coming from Hixie, and he wants to try and go for a push for it here. But Leon, he's trying to play a little bit of assist, but the nades, preemptive nades, ooh, close one there.
They're close indeed, and so are they in proximity of each other. It's going to be Hixie to go over the top, go for the AK spray, but he's caught between 2 of the players here, as he will be down, has the backup though, Baby and Ari to try and give some cover, supporting Fire, but I don't think they have the best angle here. Maybe they can try and land a headshot just behind the tree Stalker is still alive. The grenade's going to be sailing in.
That was a nice bait there coming from Leon, forcing him up. But the nades from Leon! The reply from Orange Esports. They lost one member, now they will get two. And Kurt Squad, oh no, this is going to be 3 easy kills from Orange Esports. My, oh my, what a play there.
Yeah, speaking to Kurt Squad before the games actually started, they did mention they had gained confidence after the scrims, finishing 3rd, 4th, 5th, I believe it was, in the scrims that actually happened yesterday. Obviously, though, Terrence, as you know, practice versus the actual on-stage performance, they can be 2 very different things.
Definitely here, but the bait from Leon to start things off, to opening up for Stalker to take the first initial fight against Kurt Squad. That was fantastic to watch, but the nades, that was something I did not expect coming from Leon. Nicely planted coming from them, but because of that, this gives them the slight advantage here. But let's take a look at the circle as of now, Alex. Here, well, pretty okay, pretty balanced here.
Nothing crazy just yet. It's going to be going even more towards the center, so favoring all the teams so far. Actually, do we see any roadblocks here? I don't think so. Obviously, got a little bit of an excursion here between Goddard and a few of the players from Entity, although they are just going to be playing this one again more passive. And we mentioned the amount of times we went backstage speaking to the players. We've got to mention it as well. Entity Gaming said they felt so confident again from scrims, but from a different reason to Kurt Squad. It wasn't because they were getting high placements in the scrims. It was because they felt like their gun skill really transitioned here. Coming from India into the global finals, they felt warm, ready, precise, and they're relying on Katak's in-game leading tomorrow to carry them to the finish line.
Yep, at the same time, Illuminate the Murder, they are taking step-by-steps, baby steps to actually rotate to the next phase here. They have Martin to scout out ahead, see if the vicinity is clear, and then just set up for that shot here. It seems to me, Illuminate the Murder, they are going to be prioritizing those compounds to potentially kick off a lot of teams, forcing them out into cornerstones of the circle. And like you said as well, Entity, they're going to be doing slightly similar strategy, but the difference is they are going to be prioritizing the mountain terrains.
Yeah, the mountain terrains had the high ground, appear over the map and scout out as much information as possible because we are in phase 2. And one of the things you always say, Terrence, is you wait to take compounds, you wait to crash compounds once you get into phase 3 or 4.
Yeah, but at the same time here, now just play it safe, gather this information here, but things get a little bit interesting once phase 3 comes in here, because you're going to see a lot of long-range gunfights here. And at the same time, Martin, right now he's got a Car 98 and also a level 3 helmet. He needs to be careful here, especially if he contests against the guys from Team Seoul, because Team Seoul, they have an AWM. One shot to the hit, that's pretty much blown off level 3 helmet.
14 seconds remain before we do enter phase 3. And right now, in the middle of the zone, we do have a massive road that just splits the map in half. So if it does go northern, if it goes southern, those rotations covering the open, exposed area of the road are going to be pivotal as roadblocks.
Yeah, you can see Martin, he's trying to scout out the heads here coming from the guys of Team Seoul, but they're now moving a bunch here. Mortal, he's trying to pick towards the corner of the windows here. I think he caught a glimpse of Martin's head. He might go for the shot, but they are being very careful. But Martin scouts out movements from the side of Viper, goes for a pre-fire, doesn't connect, and Mortal responds. He backs off a little bit here, respecting the guys from Illuminate the Murder.
We mentioned as well the fact that the AWM was dropped to Seoul. This is why it's so strong that you can see players only expose their shoulder, their head, or their diaphragm for seconds before cowering away back inside the compound. So a weapon that can do all that damage in one bullet is going to be paramount for teams.
Oh, at the same time as well, we saw BTR securing the southern section of the map here in the compound, making sure they protect those vehicles. Same thing happening here coming from Unicorn Gaming, who's actually hugging the castle. This is an interesting strategy coming from Unicorn Gaming. They are the first team I've seen actually prioritizing the castle defense, and it's working out for them because a lot of teams tentatively dodge castle all completely just because of how hard it is to actually have an exit strategy.
But I think it plays into their favor here because, look, there's no one really that close to them. When we look in the center of the circle, right? So RQ, Top Esports, I mean, you name it, Mega, etc. Whereas around the castle towards the southeast, there is no one around them. So if the circle does go southern, they can just rotate in towards Tovar and be completely fine.
Yep, the moment of truth is going to be unveiling here where the circle is going to be. Let's go. Seems to me forcing down a little bit south here. It's pretty balanced here, but unfortunately to say, Unicorn Gaming, they have to leave the castle, abandon the castle, hopefully able to conquer another town.
Precisely that. And lots of teams actually the northeastern, around this compound here, just north of Tovar, which means that once this circle, if it does go south, as I mentioned before, that road across the middle, we're going to be seeing a bloodbath as teams try to go for those rotations towards Dino Park.
Yep, at the same time, you see Unicorn Gaming, they're going to be prioritizing, making a move in terms of exit strategy here throughout the castle, and seems to be they're taking the northern bridge here. So, okay, pretty straightforward for them. We see Mega Conqueror Stone also scouting out ahead here for the rest of the teams from Mega to try to find the next best spot. BTR, fortunately to say, they are in a very comfortable spot in the open fields here. ARW, you can see they are trying to scout for movements here. Unfortunately to say, it's been pretty quiet here, but off the kill feed, we see the guys from C9 killing off Stalker from Orange Esports.
Yeah, not really going too strong for them as C9 are in a more centralized position of the map. Playing on top of the roofs here with the scopes, excuse me, for information. Oh, and it seems like RRQ have found some of their own. A man is down. Gatak is there as well as backup, but there's only 2 players here for Entity. They need the support of the rest of their players. What the hell is Ernie doing? I don't think he realized he threw that grenade, did he?
Yeah, he definitely threw the grenade here. He's going to be peeking through the small cracks of the window. Tries to finish off Aman, but the nades from Ernie! My.
They were perfect, and Entity have to cross the river here if they want to give backup to the remaining players from Entity. Obviously, a man has gone down. Gatak as well is down as well, so they're going to be hunting him like dogs to finish off this kill and turn it into a 4 versus 2. And look at Neo, look at Jonathan as well across the river. They're trying to cross, but they can't get there in time. Yeah,
this is what RQ is famous for here. They've conquered Goroka fantastically well. They understand the ins and outs and the tactics of how strong this compound and this Frozen Lake is. And you can see Entity, there's no way for Jonathan and Neo to actually provide an assist here, but you can see RQ, they spot this out. G9 going to be taking the car here to try and set up, potentially to finish off the guys from Entity.
Strange to see the players from Entity split up in a 2-2 position. I mean, what? We're 60 minutes into the game. This isn't a looting phase. Maybe they're trying to scout information, but this is a compound which they should have expected players inside.
Yeah, definitely. RRQ has always done the similar strategies all the way through in the map of Goroka. They're really strong and making sure they secure this kind of compounds, which in situations like this, they will benefit in terms of looting those kind of mediocre kill points. And because of that 2 kill points here, overall in the long run, we're talking about the marathon game here. We're talking the big game. This little kills like this eventually adds up towards the final days, and this is what they're looking forward to.
6 seconds. Oh, actually towards 0 instead as the circle is starting to constrict. And we're going to be going into phase 4 very shortly. And that's what we're waiting to see. Which teams are going to be favored by the next zone.
Zaxi.
Ooh, Zaxi caught in the open there. That's a brilliant spray there from Coco. Catches out one of the players. That's Zaxi. Ryzen is there as well to back him up. Oh, he should be able to survive here. I think McBoy should get it. 1 HP there for Zaxi. He's going to be revived here, so he will survive for longer. And fighting back as Ryzen as well against Unicorn Gaming, trying to pry them off of his teammates.
Very close call there, but Unicorn Gaming, Coco, he's just proved my point and why he's one of the strongest players as well, because a couple of days ago, I interviewed Martin from Illuminate the Murder. I asked him, what do you guys think of Unicorn Gaming? They say they're really intelligent, really strong, and I asked him who stood out specifically for him. He said Coco. That was him proving his point right there.
Yeah, I mean, a spray that accurately from that range, that is impressive. I mean, Jonathan as well from Entity has the best spray that I've seen so far in this event. That definitely does come close to it. C9, we mentioned before, taking a few kills versus Orange Elite, as they're now just going to be chilling here inside the compound. And obviously on the roof is Percocet, just going to try and scout out as much information, work out if they're being flanked, work out if they can see other compounds to try and crush eventually, and to see what the lay of the land is looking like.
Well, Cloud9 has been very consistent in the placement department for 2 games in a row. They haven't been very kill active oriented, but I like how they actually play the strategy here. They always play the long game, making full use of those rooftops here to extend their vision, and because of that, they have more information to work with, and there are more things that can be done in those kind of long-range situations. However, for the guys from Kurd Squad, unfortunately to say, they lost 3 members early from side Orange Esports, and this time, Top Esports made the one to just put a nail into the scarfit for Kurd Squad for this game.
Yeah, this has been dire so far for Kurd Squad. Only 1 player remaining. He's stuck inside the corner of the circle. Ooh, but actually the corner of this compound, it seems like Illuminate going to start to try and attack and move forward against Entity Gaming. Only 2 players remember as well, so they have to catch them off guard if they can. Goddard goes for the spray and will win it eventually versus Jonathan. And now it's all down to Nee, who has to try and get this 1 versus 4. Martin arrives in the vehicle as well, as this is where they just have to play the trade game. There's only 1 player here remaining. The grenades go down, and with it actually exploding, that's going to be the trigger to be pulled. And here it comes. Martin with the spray, easily done. And out Go Entity in 16th place.
I like how disciplined Illuminate the Murder was. They don't exactly know how many players. Wow, you saw how Matoy was pushing in the compound. He was baiting between, strafing between left and right all the way through just to bait out rotation. But as soon as he baited out one movement from Entity Gaming, they know exactly where it was. Immediately 3 people rushed in, took him down. Clean house here. That was very clinically done coming in from Illuminate the Murder. Great stuff coming in from them.
So now we have our first team out. Which one shall it be next? Because we're going to work out which teams are going to be favored by the circle.
Well, the circle is going to be closing in, so let's take a look at how it all goes. But Top Esports will be the first one to try to get the slight edge here, just to be ahead of all these teams in terms of mobility. But the circle is going to be ending towards the outskirts of Villa, where Team Seoul is currently in here.
Let's see then. They've had 2 poor performances in the first 2 matches here on Erangel and Miramar. Sorry, excuse me, Sandhawk and Miramar. Erangel is the final map that we play later today after this one here on Vikendi. But that's besides the point. Solo in the center of the circle, they have the advantage here as Top Esports are going to be making the fast rotation into a compound towards the precipice of the edge of the circle. And now this is where teams are just scampering to try to get their claws on some compounds in favorable positions. My question for you, Terrence, is who has the advantage?
Well, as of now, Team Seoul, they have the advantage just because of the Villa, but I gotta hold that thought for now because as of now, we can see teams slowly trying to make their way into the circle, and we see a couple of contestments between the guys from Illuminate and also Team Queso. But like I said as well, Team Seoul does have the advantage just because they have the compound to work with. They can scout up so much information, but the downside would be rotating next after the next phase circle. Do the circle force them out or not?
Let's find out then, because it seems like Team Queso are going to be trying to crash on top of the party here. For Seoul, as Clutch God chucks out the grenades. It looks like it's going to land as well. Splash damage onto 2 of the players here from Queso. More grenades come over the top as well. This is I'm going to say a bloodbath, more of like a bombardment here of shrapnel just going around the players, but they're going to be able to heal up here, try and recuperate, try and rejuvenate before they eventually go for more, as Mortal's going to be coming around the side, trying to get that flank position and shoot the players from Team Queso from the rear. Remember, I believe he may have the sniper as well, so one shot from that weapon will be getting players down, and that's where we may see Seoul pounce.
Yeah, they have to be very careful here coming from Team Queso. They don't exactly have vantage points here. They're stuck out and open. They have a couple of vehicles to work with, but besides that, if another team joins in the party here, Team Queso is pretty much stuck. But on the bottom left side as well, we see a couple of engagements here. Nades being tossed from Seoul.
Oh, these are good grenades as well. They're going to go sailing inside this compound as Mystic tries to get away. We have as well more players trying to get out of the action. But look at the bottom left of our screen as well. We have 2 more teams in the middle of quite a kerfuffle. Orange Esports trying the hardest here versus ARW. Oh, my goodness. Leon seems to be stuck here. 7 bullets remaining on the M4, and he's about to try and empty the clip here. Onto 10% HP. He will go down. And I believe it's just Leon now last alive for the likes of Orange. Oh, no. Orange do go out as well. Top Esports gone out in 14th. The circle is well about to go to phase 6. And we have Seoul. Are they going to still be inside the center? Let's wait and see.
Well, this is going to be a tough one here, but the circle does favor the guys from Team Seoul. This gives all these teams so much advantage, and because of that, Team Queso, they have to back out that corner wall here because a lot of teams are going to force their way crashing into this compound. But fortunately for them, they do find themselves a shack here. Team Seoul immediately finds this out, spreads out the compound, tries to protect the entire villa here, hoping to force all these teams taking each other out in the outskirts of the circle. C9 now, they're going to try and slowly make their way as well. Same goes with Unique and Illuminate. Now, the engagements from Unique and Illuminate.
Finally, an equal affair, 4 versus 4. Typically, we see teams outnumbered, but let's see what happens when the odds are even. Unique, as you said, versus Illuminate, who are touted to be the best team potentially here in the whole event. Let's see if they can show us why. Ooh, actually, the background of all of this is going to be Unicorn Gaming, who are currently being put down by Mega. Again, just the champions of the prelims, and you can see why. Look at the gun skill, look at the positioning inside the circle as they wipe out yet another team. Unicorn Gaming go out in 13th. However, this is what we were waiting for.
Yep, Illuminate the Murder. They're trying to push into the villa. They're all on the edge of the stairs. They have the advantage to just focus on one point of attack, but they have to play this carefully just because there's 42 people alive. They have to figure out what's the best point of contention. Smokes are being popped off. Matoy wants to reposition to hug the wall lines, and that's exactly what Illuminate is trying to do. Nade's coming in from Matoy. Does it connect? No, it seems to me it's going to be safe for them. Unique, they're playing this slow for now.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 now. Let's see what happens when they do pull the trigger. Speaking of the trigger, Baby knocks down Beowulf. Remember, Kurd squad were just down to one player at the start of this matchup. He stayed alive for so long. He's got his team at least that one extra kill, which means more points. And it seems like as well, Illuminate going to be going for more points as Old Boy spots at the players trying to come around the flank. Mantoy as well going to be in his lonesome here, coming from the left side. And to the right, got out of Martin, but they don't want to hop over the wall just yet and expose himself to 3 of those windows.
Yeah, I like the move coming from Illuminate. They're split up, they set up smokes here, they want to reposition themselves. They know they are stuck out in the open coming from multiple teams. They're turning their focus to the outsides here because Pmco has the upper hand, but Goddard gets a knock to the mistake. This is going to be an opening for Illuminate to rotate in, but they need to heal themselves up as of now. But whereas the rest of the teams, they're still circling out around Team Soul's entire villa.
Well, it's the only compound, and it's huge. There's space here for all the teams, essentially, if they took their own rooms. But we know what these players are like. They're selfish. They want the points for themselves. But Illuminate, they've stalled themselves here. It seemed like since they got third party, they're now terrified, petrified to try to go for that push. And the same goes for Team Queso.
Yeah, at the same time, RQ, Athena, they're on top of the mountain here, pretty much open. They haven't pushed inside towards the villa, but at the same time, there are not a lot of teams focusing on them, so they can take their time here to plan accordingly here, just because, look at the map as well. Everyone is centered around the compounds of villa, and RQ can just sit this out here. If the circle forces them out, every single team, it is going to be bloody in towards the villa.
ARW trying to finish off the job against EGC. I believe it's only Pink with the last alive here as the damage is actually coming back against him though. RRQ have Senior, who does down that player. Macho is now down, but I believe as well behind the cover he shall be revived. But there's only 1 minute 20 seconds left on phase 6, and once that does come to commission, we will see that new circle and look exactly where it is, Terrence.
Exactly here. It's going to be the outskirts of where Team Soul is in towards the villa. There's still half a compound worth it here. But on the teams here, especially on RRQ as well as Team Q, they have to wrap things up because, like you said, 1 more minute, they have to force into open fields of villa, and this is where things are going to get a little bit chaotic. The sprays are coming in. RRQ.
Indeed. Seems like the players from RW are really feeling the heat here as they're trying to extinguish that heat with some smoke grenades, but unfortunately they can't quite get out of the open here as Bigatron as well are going to be adding more damage against the players from ARW. And here we finally have the action that we were waiting for. Team Unique up against Illuminate, and they may have just eliminated them in 10th.
The pincer attack coming in from Unique, and they came out on top. They took out the fan favorites as well, and because of that, Illuminate, they are going to lose a lot of points. However, the top leaderboard right now, BTR, is still standing. RRQ now eventually making the move, trying to crash into the compound. Yudu Gang stuck on towards the walls as well. Luxy going to be keeping them at track. The nades.
Oh, the nade could be perfect. Remember, this is Bigatron's map, and that's exactly why it's perfect. Precision, accuracy coming out from Luxy as they're trying to see if they can get the rest of the team flushed away, send them back into the depths here and try and leave just 8 teams remaining as Zuxi may just leap over and vault over and try and get the rest of the damage up against Drax.
Yep, at the same time, the smokes are coming in. BTR, they have to clean this out, but at the same time, the circle closing in. He's going to finish off Geek, and now they are going to make their way into the circle. They heard gunshots coming from Mega Conqueror, but they see the guys from All Rejection Gaming. Here comes the spray. Doesn't connect, though. Soul is going to take a chill pill here as they slowly exit the villa on the bottom left half of the screen as well.
I believe that's Team Queso versus Soul right now. Actually, it is. And then in the midst of our screen as well, Mega versus Bigatron. This was the matchup we've seen so far in the prelims as well. Which team was going to be the best? But we are on Vikendi.
Yep, at the same time here, you can see Online 24, he's stuck in the brush here. Drax, he needs to clutch this here. He needs to get those kills. Can he get it here? He's tanking a circle. Just 1 pixel. He needs 1 shot, and whoever gets the first hand is going to come out here. But Online 24 is going to play the healing game.
He's going to play the healing game. It's going to be a game of chicken here. Cat or mouse. Which player is going to go first? It's going to be Drax. He's going to go into the open. He's going to go for the spray. Who's going to get the kill point? It's going to be in favor of Mega. I believe that's him down and out. U2 Gang out in 9th, Mega out in 8th, and potentially Team Queso out in 7th as well as Soul. They know that a few of the players are down. Clutch God may actually go and try and deal the final blows to try to take them out, but RRQ out in 7th.
Yep, every single team needs to focus on the villa here, except for BTR8 and ARW. They have to clean each other out if they want to zone everyone who's going to be forced to come out of villa. Like you said as well, Team Queso and Soul, they're stuck side by side here, and from behind as well, there are a couple of teams who may flank them from behind. They have to be extremely careful, but Zuxi getting scouted out from ARW.
Oh, the damage there from the vehicle actually going to be finishing off Zuxi, one of the star players from Bigatron, as Lapis tries to lap up even more players from Bigatron. Ryzen is down. 2 players now remain for Bigatron. Let's see then who's going to be applying the pressure to try and finish off these squads as we're down to just 6. Oh, Clutch God is so close. He's going to third party them. You may actually just see 3 players. They're stacked up all together. It could be just rinse and repeat. If he tries and goes for that spray, just going to be holding it out as they fall back. Oh, but look who isn't falling back, though. It's going to be the players from all rejection.
Yep, at the same time, BTR, they are going to bail on Luxy here just because they know there's no way for them to save them. All Rejection Gaming, they've pushed themselves in towards this compound, and ARW, they are going to reap their rewards now with 5 kills. But Micro Boy getting shot off from Unique. Oh my goodness.
He's out in 6th. We're down to 5 now. 15 players remain as well. But it's only one team inside Villa. It's only Seoul who have the best positioning so far with 4 players alive, but maybe not for long. Lapis is down. Maybe can get the back as well of Crazy Gori, as he is playing the headshot angle here towards the gap inside the bridge, or inside the wall, excuse me. So, Clash Gold versus Team Quaso. We've seen this time and time again. Is he going to try and go for it? Let's see what happens. No, going to get Cold Feet, be tentative as he tries to survive inside the circle. But look at this. Quaso are now quarantined. They're stuck into this edge.
Yeah, at the same time, ARW, they're stuck on the outsides here. Unique, they want to push them, but at the same time, they can't. ARW, they're on this side of the corner here, but it gets finished off from C9. Perha, where did he come from?
I'm not sure. Team Quaso is still stuck in his position. Regaltos just rattling off shots here to try and make them petrified to move. Scared to try and get inside the open, as it's a game of cat and mouse, as we mentioned just moments ago. But they're going to be fine for now. We're going to look at the total alive scoreboard right now. Team Quaso, 4 kills, 4 alive. Seoul, 4 alive. Ooh, Marco, he's going for the play. He's going to go inside the Villa. This could be such a strong play here from Marco, but it's going to be taken down, it seems. Ooh, actually, no, just taking down the steps. He is still alive. This is just chaos.
Yes, exactly here. But Team Quaso here, they want to go for the wrap around. But from the size, Clutch God, cheeky plays, gets out the zone, knocks Ayala. And because of that, that's going to burn out a little bit utilities here. However, Quaso here going for the flanks, and ARW gets taken out. What a play from Mystic.
That was amazing. And so is this from Clutch God as he wipes them out. Just takes down 3. Team Quaso going down like flies. But he may go down as well. He's going to sacrifice it. He's still alive, though, just for moments to go as he's trying to crawl back inside the zone. I don't think he's going to make it. Regaltos is still here. Then maybe they can try and keep him alive, but look at Mystic's position. I think he is inside the zone. He's jumping on top of the car, trying to survive, jumps across the corner. I believe C9 may have caught him out, but Pyra is down. C9 out in 4th.
Oh, they are going to be playing the healing game here, so they don't have Mass. He's going to go to finish him off. It seems to be Quaso is there, but Mystic, he is not going to be healing here. Unique, oh boy, he's going to play the healing game. I think who is going to be a battle of healings here? Is it going to be Mortal or is it going to be, oh boy,
there's only 2 teams left. It's literally a game of healing. Who's going to win it? Oh, I'm not sure.
Team Seoul.
It's Seoul.
It's Seoul. Mortal was healing and they got it.
Oh my god. I've seen that happen so many times, Terrence, but that's the first time it's ever actually worked out in their favor. They win it by the healing game. Seoul finally have their first chicken dinner here at the Global Finals.
Team Seoul. The plays from Clutch God.